Hello and welcome. It is I, Elf Knight. Yeah, that's just the intros running. There's like a bunch of different. Isn't it weird hearing Ariel always say, Kain refused his sacrifice, but Ariel, but didn't you not lie to Kain, offering him, oh, you can sacrifice yourself and heal the land or doom it? Either option was rigged. Had Kain chosen to sacrifice himself, ending 2 would have happened in ending 1, but without Kain sacrificing himself, Pillars would have been doomed either way. And the ending, the coil ending, you see it in Blood Omen, the very first game. Oh, he's gone down in history, but they didn't mention the Hilden Lord and all that. That was just a delusion, not the true first ending. Should have been. Should have been like, oh well, Kain sacrificed himself, and the Pillars were still doomed. That's pretty much what would have happened. And Kain sacrificed himself. They just give us a delusion ending to believe that Kain actually made a deal, but it didn't. So the new, the remaster of the original games, right? It's gonna be out next month, December. And it will be on Steam. We definitely will be streaming it. Day one, maybe or not, I can't say. But I do hope the game sells well. And guys, buy it. Go on Steam, pre-order. It's 26 bucks, $10 off right now. Pre-order it. Just get it out of the way. We need to support this series and keep it strong and not let it die again. Come on, guys. If the sales are good, I get the funds. Like remastering HD, and we might actually get a continue on from the story. Cannot let this game die again, guys. Come on. Like, there's still other games that need remasters, like Xenosaga series. First 3 games need to be remastered in HD. We're even fortunate to get Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered. Now to do Blood Omen 1 and 2 remastered, that would be kind of like tricky. I can see Blood Omen 2 getting remastered, but Blood Omen 1 is a whole different gameplay. It's more like really classic and very, like, to be honest, this is really good. This is, in today's society, there's not that many gamers who are dedicated to play that and stream it live. I actually would stream it. That requires a lot of knowledge. First, we need to have maps laid out across our, so we don't get ourselves lost. We can navigate. Second, we need to know all the locations of everything, so we're not just going around doing dumb stuff like an idiot. Because you can get lost in the original Blood Omen game really bad if you don't know what the hell you're doing, where you're going, when the hideouts appear in certain time frame, or like during times of the day. You can see some of the bonus material real quick. Because if you haven't played Blood Omen 2, it's a little different from the Blood Omen 1. You have other previews here. I don't remember seeing this one before. This might have been for a dub. No, we can't fast play through this. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll just go ahead and game. Oh my god, yeah. What save am I on? I think C. If it's not C, we can always back out. Should be C. Okay, definitely was not C, guys. Definitely was. Yeah, it definitely wasn't that one. Try A. Oh, well, maybe it's the very last one. Oh, yeah, okay, we got it. I saved the last. I thought I saved in one of the previous locks, but you know it's whatever. But we're heading back to, and by the way, we're in the final area. There's one more fortress to activate, but that one's really short and simple.
For all the butchery of Mobius's crusade, this massacre was somehow more chilling. The killing fields of the Seraphim betrayed a kind of orderly ruthlessness, the cold-blooded righteousness of the true believer.
No, we didn't have a climbing option this time because it's gone because of the weather.
By all that is holy!
Here at last, in the flesh, I beheld my former brothers in arms, the warrior priests of the Sarafan Order, their lives devoted solely to the annihilation of the vampire plague. And while I confess, I felt a twinge of longing, a pang of grief for what I had believed was my lost virtue, I regarded them now with none of the reverence I formerly felt. For I had seen the human face of the vampires, and now I beheld the monstrousness of these men.
Oh, I slipped into the room. Ah, you got me. Jesus. Jesus. Guys, I'm so bad today. What the heck is going on? shit. Oh, let's see here. Before I progress any further, second here. He set this. Takes a few hits. Didn't recover much health from that because the Reaper probably absorbed most of it. This is it.
After my long journey, I finally stood on the threshold of enlightenment. For here was Janos Audrin's mountain retreat, intact and unblemished. The upheaval that would one day topple this ancient edifice had not yet occurred. And while I had no certainty that Janos still lived, this scene boded well, for I presumed that the collapse of the retreat must have followed the ancient vampire's demise. There was only one obstacle: how to reach the balcony suspended at that maddening height, so far beyond my reach. For this was the architecture of winged creatures. The tattered ruins of my wings were of no use. I would need to devise some other means into that mountain.
Imagine if there was a different version of Razia that had their wing, but they were the Hilden or champion. They would just end up destroying the vampire. Raziel's remaking probably did play a key role in all this. That's a good question. How would they have known to go in the cold water to get here? Because last time I was here, this did not open up until now. That means it only opens up. Okay. It only opens up in the shift room, so there's no way for them to get in here, which makes no sense how they could have followed me into here. There's a lot of plot things that don't make sense. They would have to be a brave like Razio to get in. There's no other entrances anywhere. Oh, okay, you know what? Never mind. This could have been how they got in here. Oh, yeah, they had gone through this entrance right here to get in, not through the water. Now it kind of explains how they got in here now. Because from the other side, you would never have seen that crack there. This is how they managed to get in. But when you go into the pass, when the retreat is down, you don't even see that as an injury. So how did they manage to get in if it wasn't there the previous time? Sometimes the grab button is a little dumb. Yeah, damn it. Sometimes when you have to also walk too, kind of nice.
The mountain's interior was hollow, I discovered, and graced with soaring architecture unique to its creators. As with the outer facade, these balconies and galleries could only be reached by those gifted with flight. With only my ruined wings to carry me, this towering labyrinth seemed impassable, while the object of my quest lay just beyond my grasp. For here, suspended at the apex of the chamber, was the threshold that surely led to the great vampire himself. I didn't know whether Janos Ordran was the monster depicted in the stronghold, or one of the noble creatures memorialized among the ruins of the ancient vampires. And I didn't care. Demon or angel, he alone held the key to my destiny.
we just gotta get enough and open up every stairway until we get to the top. All 7 puzzles. Pretty simple. Uh, make things easier if we activate the. So now all we need to do is get the Reaver again. That's the save one. Have to always walk back and forth. Almost to the top. What we need is now to pour the blood into the spots, and we should be good. I think I'm overlooking anything. If I am, we'll know when we get to it. I guess I am overlooking something. It's the correct path to get up there. And that door right over this way. Up over this way. Yep, that's it. Reached the top already. Before we enter that palace, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. We have returned, but before we resume, cookies. Got some Christmas cookies. All right, we have resumed now.
Janos Audrin? It is heartening after all these years to hear my name spoken without contempt. Raziel? My child, what have they done to you?
I have been dragged through hell and back. All it seems to reach this moment. But I don't yet know why.
For thousands of years I have waited, alone here, losing faith. At the time of the binding, 9 guardians were called to serve the pillars, and I was summoned as the 10th guardian, the keeper of the Reaver, the weapon of our salvation. Over time, our race died out, until I alone remained, sustained only by my obligation to you and by my guardianship of the blade.
And the other 9? Why did their guardianship not sustain them?
I don't know. As our race dwindled, the humans prospered. I have watched over the centuries as our history faded into myth and finally receded altogether. The humans have forgotten us entirely and claimed the pillars for themselves, wholly ignorant of their true purpose. To them, I am merely a devil, the origin of their vampire plague.
Why would the pillars summon human guardians then, if they are meant to be served by vampires?
The pillars choose their guardians from birth, Raziel, and vampires are no longer born. This is the crux of our dilemma, and this is the terrible irony. With their vampire purge, the members of the Circle have assaulted the very architects of the pillars they are sworn to protect. They have embarked on a treacherous path. With every vampire they kill, the humans are slitting their own throats. They know I'm up here, beyond their reach, and it terrifies them. You can see how they flaunt their kills to torment me, or perhaps simply to lure me out. They have this foolish notion that destroying me will somehow topple our entire bloodline. Thankfully, we're not that fragile.
I have seen them mustering their forces in the village below.
Yes. I don't know what they're plotting, but I fear our time may be bitterly short.
Mankind seems to have brought you only torment and grief. You must hate them.
They fear what they don't understand, and they despise what they fear. But no, I do not hate them.
Vorador does.
He has suffered much. He cannot forgive them.
Should they be forgiven?
They don't understand what they're doing. They are simply unenlightened and vulnerable to manipulation.
So, it's all true then, what Kain and Vorador have told me. I really am some kind of unholy vampire messiah.
Unholy? No. Messiah, perhaps.
I don't like that word. It smells of martyrdom.
Raziel, your role in this world's destiny is more crucial and more benevolent than you've allowed yourself to believe. Your journey will not be easy. Dark powers are allied against you. But I think you already know this. You appear to have been cruelly tested. The binding must be secured, Raziel. The pillars are the lock.
And the Reaver is the key.
Yes.
The Reaver is here. Why do I feel nothing?
The most formidable weapon ever forged by our swordsmiths. They infused the blade with vampiric energy, empowering the Reaver to drain our enemies of their precious lifeblood.
As Janos presented the blade, an inexplicable sense of dread crept over me, more palpable than anything I'd felt before. I was at once horribly repelled by the sword, and yet irresistibly compelled to touch it, to take it up. Please, take it away from me.
I fear you have been followed. You must save yourself, Raziel.
Janos! No! My surroundings whirled sickeningly, and I found myself transported safely away from the ambush to an adjacent chamber. Janos had delivered me from the Sarafan, selflessly forfeiting his own safety to preserve my life. And now I feared that my newfound mentor would be slaughtered by the very crusaders I had so recently revered. The irony pierced me, and with dawning horror, I realized that I had been duped by Mobius from the beginning. For the Sarafan had simply followed the path I gullibly blazed through this sanctuary, and had arrived bearing Mobius's staff. Thus armed, they had Janos at their mercy. Through the door, I could hear them battling, less than a dozen paces away. And it may as well have been 1,000 miles, for this barrier was sealed by elemental forces I did not possess. It seemed Janos had conveyed me into the heart of the fire shrine. I thought perhaps if I could galvanize the forge and imbue the Reaver in time, I might have a slim chance of saving Janos from his grisly fate.
Yeah, Fire Shrine, guys. Final Forge. But it's not like in the old, like first game, you where you put the Reaver over the flames and do it with fire that way. They're forcing us to do it through forge methods now. Pretty much is just getting across the room with that torch. Oh, yeah, I forgot there was a save point in here. Guess we could save in here too. That's it. The moment of truth, guys. Fire Forge. Activate.
I plunged the Reaver into that furnace and forged the blade with elemental fire. With the Reaver thus imbued, I was now armed to unlock the elemental barrier and rescue Janos from his executioners.
Apparently our health is max, so... Also, this is supposed to be Raziel without the rings messed up. But this is most likely the Raziel that would have became champion for the Healing Lords in turn on Kain and killed him. Raziel's remaking gave them free will. Raziel not received free will, and during that remaking, he most likely would have ended up on the Healing Lord's side. Because Kain died, most likely.
Look at his black heart. How it still beats.
The fiend intends to bury us alive. Raziel, we must get out of here.
Remember the sword.
Forgive me. I'm sorry. I failed you.
No, Razia. Perhaps this was my true purpose. Simply to save your life this once.
While I have taken yours.
Embrace your destiny, Razia. You must reclaim the Reaver. It was forged for you and you alone. Without it, there is no hope.
As I backed away from Janos's body, I was overwhelmed by a sense of self-loathing so deep I could barely contain it. In that instant, I rejected all that I ever was and embraced the role Janos had safeguarded for me so patiently throughout the centuries. I knew then what I had to do, the task for which I was uniquely prepared. I would pursue the Sarafan dogs to their loathsome fortress and avenge Janos Ordrin's murder. Mobius would pay dearly for his treachery, and my Sarafan brethren would reap the horrors they had sown. I would retake the stolen Reaver, which was rightfully mine. And finally, when all these debts had been paid, I would reclaim Janos Ordrin's heart from their filthy, unworthy hands. If the heart was truly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife, its highest purpose was clear to me. I would restore the heart to Janos, and thus undo the vile crime committed by my abominable former self.
Oh, I guess the cave in caused the bottom one to close up too. The looks of it. Now we just got to go back to the beginning now.
We've been expecting you, little Raziel.
So, these demonic pests were not merely the product of Nosgoth's corrupted future, for here they were, hurtling back over 5 centuries to pursue me. These creatures, I suspected, were minions of the unseen forces that had hoped to control me. This was the tangible expression of their displeasure. These demons were unleashed as the penalty for my disobedience.
Do you really think you can say Nosgoth? Let me enlighten you, poor Raziel.
We all know who sent those monsters in the past and also here. It's very obvious.
There he is, the savior of Nosgoth.
Jesus. Those things are really strong. And Raziel is a lot easier to kill in this. All right, we're nearing the end, guys. The worst part is gonna be probably going into the tunnel. Oh god, I hate that. Like a kind of like a pain. We can ignore most of these fellows up here until we get whether we kill them or not doesn't really matter at this point. Oh, actually, it doesn't hurt to have a safe. Oh, yeah. Whose ideal was to put the same point where the enemies can hit you in it? All right, save it. Save it over. We're close to the end. Try to push this to the end. Oh, I hate the swamp thing. Stones to avoid the swamp. I think the swamp was mostly frozen when I went last time. Doesn't look like it's frozen anymore. Now let's attack you. If it wasn't the swamp, I would just walk by them much quicker. Oh wait, then I go through here? Oh, I was gonna save for a second. Then I had to go back the other way. We got some more opponents to fight. Well, I think we ran into a bug, guys. Ah, damn. The game froze, and the thing I did caused it. Good thing we made a save, right? Not that would have been like, oh crap. Actually, just to be on the safe side, we're gonna shut it down, close it up fully. Then I'll open it here in a second. Because if you don't do that, it's just gonna keep redoing it, even if you quit the game and reload the save. Now, if it does it again, then we might have to rain issue there. Hopefully we didn't. Hopefully we didn't. We're just gonna save ourselves a lot of trouble. I think we can go this way. Or use the other way. Get down quicker. The Dark Forge. Apparently this was the air one. Amazing the air one. Yeah, it takes us a little easier to bypass most of the fighting. Hopefully it doesn't break this time. If it does, we're fine. Oh, sweet, it didn't break. But I want to pass. Oh, that back into full screen again. Does it have anything to do with full screen? Not really. I think it just happens at weird moments in the game. It does that. Even when here, this one server purpose. Like we can backtrack or any feature again before it ever happened, because it would have to have a thing to control it. Now here comes the fun part. Hey, from here on, we're actually walking. No water in this cave. I don't think that's. We're going the right way. Makes you wonder if there's a forge hidden in here. Yeah, there we go. I don't think we have to shift into the other world. All right, we're almost there. Yep, this portion has the water.
You have failed me, Raziel.
I wonder, Old One, did you truly resurrect me, or were you simply there when I awakened from my torment in the abyss? I suspect you found me merely convenient, dropped in your lair by Kain, indestructible for some reason, a durable and gullible tool for you to manipulate. This one thing I readily admit. I have been used by others time and again, but always I seem to stray from their path. What is it about me, demon, that makes me such an unreliable instrument? Why do I survive one trial after another, on and on, in an endless succession of humiliating deaths and resurrections? It seems there is much more to my destiny and my history than I know. Perhaps more than you know as well.
All right, let's progress. So, going back to here, right? You have the Dark Forge, right? You got the Light Forge, Air Forge, and the Fire Forge. We're missing the Water Forge which is the one I'm standing on. And then we're also missing the Earth Forge. And then our last and third final forge is the Spirit Forge, which is the final baptism of the blade, which is what Kain's hoping for to, kill him. These last three forges won't show up in this game or the first, second, until the last third of game, because those three forges are hidden throughout Noskov. To be honest, the Spirit Forge itself should probably be somewhere where, I won't say where the pillars is. Could be in these ruins, the ones we're in right now. If that forge, one of the three forges could be here. As for the water forge, it's in the lake section. This is the only ones that have symbols that kind of matches up to what we're seeing. But the forge there is hidden, or it's been destroyed, or long lost. But if you think about it, it takes what? Raziel being trapped in the spirit world for those three other forges to be available to. So they're not destroyed, but they're hidden. Anyway, let's get the heck out of here and finish this game up. Because if I remember correctly, Kain is in this time period, or the last. No, Kain's in the same time period. Because he pulls the sword out of Raziel towards the end. So somewhere in this time period, everything for Kain is available, but for everything for Raziel isn't available. Like the last three forges, yeah, not available. Which health I have, we're really pushing it. Well, once we're out through these doors, we don't have to worry about our health. Jeez, they're out here too now. So even if we did screw up and die, the beacon will help us, come back here. To be honest, let's say Raziel did die, right? In both the spirit realm, it should teleport us back to the older god, right? But sadly, not in this game. It would just mean game over. Time around. First game does it, but second game no. Up here we come. Our tough foes come. Oh, gee.
He thinks he can change his destiny. What a fool.
Crap. We can't beat them in this. We gotta switch back to the real world, material world. I think there is one. They're blocking her. Right here. Then we can switch back. Damn it. Got rid of them. Yeah. Let's recover our health again before we leave this area. I think we gotta fight them a few more times. We can ignore the humans. We're heading back to the Zephyr stronghold. Alright, that takes care of those. All right. Almost near the stronghold. We need 2 forges here. Fire and light. So we need to go get the fire forge. Should be over here. Out there. That looks like it's not lit up from far away. What we need is the light Reaver, and we get her inside. We should be there. Would be nice if high jump was more than enough, but no, high jump is not enough. Once we step in this area, it will be our fate, destiny. Oh, we're gonna make a save to the outside here. Once we go in, there's no going back. This will be our final save point. Our final save, guys. Hopefully it doesn't glitch. Hopefully it doesn't glitch. If it does, we have to go through the whole trouble doing that. But since, you know, the doorway's open, it shouldn't matter too much. We're gonna ignore the enemies. This is around the time the circle's gonna be executed by Vtuber. After Janos being killed, making us go through the side doors. Mobius is this all up, his little schemes. This is it.
Suddenly and inexplicably, I discovered the Reaver suspiciously laid across my path. Again, I sensed nothing of that temporal distortion, the peculiar sense of displacement I had felt when I encountered the Reaver in William's chapel. Cornered here with the blade, I suffered the same nameless dread that I had experienced when Janos first presented the Reaver to me. I felt at once repelled by the blade, and yet overwhelmingly compelled to seize it.
So, Raziel, here we are finally.
Ha, disabling our Wraith Blade again.
Now, and I am not so foolish as I've let you believe. We have business to conclude.
You knew I would lead the Sarafan to Janos, you vile bastard. You've been orchestrating my every move. My destiny is an amusement to you.
It was fun while it lasted. I think not, Raziel. Malik, do not let this creature leave. He poses a danger to the Circle. Poor, deluded Raziel. Did you somehow imagine you had the guile to change history on me? I'm the Time Streamer. I knew your every intention before you did, you imbecile.
Lord Mobius, there is trouble within. The Circle is under
Hold
attack.
fast, Malik. This one is the real danger to us.
What are you trying to concoct here, Mobius?
You toxic creature. Did you imagine I'd simply allow you to run loose? Corrupting everything you encounter.
I admit that I've underestimated you to this point, Mobius. But it's a mistake I won't repeat.
Wrong again, Raziel. Now, Malik. Bolt the door.
Using his staff to disable my Wraith Blade, Mobius effectively disarmed me, leaving me with only one choice of weapon. And yet I confess, it was not the lack of options, but blind rage that made me take up the Reaver. In my fury, it felt as though my hand had acted of its own will. And now, that same hand clutched the hilt with unyielding strength, and I felt a constrained tingling, a remote but palpable sense of longing, as the disabled Wraithblade tried vainly to embrace its physical twin.
Yep.
The Reaver exerted some mysterious power over me. It sustained my energy, enabling me to prolong my physical manifestation indefinitely. In fact, bonded to the blade as I was, I could no longer shift into the spirit realm at will. Nor was I able to summon the Reaver's twin, for my Wraithblade had been disabled in the confrontation with Mobius.
So yes, he cannot shift. The Reaver is preventing us from doing so.
Now that I had taken it up, the Reaver and I were inescapably joined. The harder I tried to release the blade, the more tightly my hand gripped the hilt, as if possessed of its own will.
Well, looks like we're going back through the old entrance to go around.
Come to take your revenge, demon.
Back to hell with you!
I I recognize these two as my former brethren, in life as Sarafan, and in unlife as Kain's vampire sons. Melchiah and Zephon, the weakest of Kain's brood. These bastards had no idea what future lay in store for them, how they would become the very thing they so despised. The Reaver hummed with ravenous anticipation. Janos had called it a vampiric blade, endowed with the power to drain its victims of their lifeblood. I was eager to see what the Reaver would do to these two.
Yeah, as you can see, my health does not decay. That's because the Reaver is keeping it decaying. Imagine if we had the Reaver with us all the time. Our health would always be infinite, pretty much. Thanks to the Reaver's effects of drawing blood. Of course, the Wraith Blade does the opposite. It feeds on souls. Because of Raziel's remaking that, so how it's able to do.
Fell before my blade.
We can take their
I felt
souls.
the Reaver's bloodthirst as keenly as I ever had when I was still a
Their
vampire.
souls dissipate so
I
quick.
could sense the boundary between us dissolving. The Reaver was consumed with my rage, and I was intoxicated by its bloodlust. The blade had a vitalizing effect on me. My physical energy no longer decayed over time, and the wounds inflicted by my foes healed almost instantly. The Reaver had made me invincible.
Maybe we try to summon it.
Have you come to reclaim the monster's black heart?
You'll have to get through us first.
My former brethren, Duma and Rahab, confronted me next. This all seemed so elegantly choreographed. Exhilarated by the Reaver, I was drunk with revelations. I could finally appreciate the delicious irony of Kain's blasphemous private joke, and I reveled as I colluded with him across the centuries. For it was I who put these bastards in their tomb, thus providing the corpses for Kain to raise as his vampire sons a millennium from now.
Another brother down. Now, Rousey is really good with killing his own brothers. Like, he killed them in demon form and as now in human. No, it doesn't make sense. You can't kill yourself with yourself. That would just cause a time paradox. Because how would you have to kill yourself if you weren't a vampire? So the first stages of it, that's the thing that doesn't make a lot of sense in here. Like, Rusty would have to become a demon before he could put himself and his brothers in. So something else had to kill them in the first original timeline. Not Rusty.
And here at last was my brother Turel, who along with Duma would bear me into the abyss without questioning Kain's command. So dutiful and righteous, even as a vampire. I guess some habits die hard. The vampire Turel had eluded my vengeance. The Sarafan Turel would not.
What happened to the vampire version of his brother Terrell? Well, it's not that he eluded Raziel, is because he was summoned from that world before Raziel could kill him. And he was in his domain, but that domain was then marked impossible to get to because they have removed the content from the original Soul Reaver game. And the reason why they removed it because they wanted to use him for something else later on, which they do. So we can say he was summoned into a different world, a younger, future of Noskov before the Pillar's corruption. Terrell has been put under. Don't worry, we'll get the Vampire Terrell at some point. Actually, had he been in the original game, right? He would have enhanced Raziel's projection ability. Technically, we can't use it because our Raised Blade and stuff is disabled. Yeah, it's kind of sad that we can't imbue the physical Reaver with the elements, right? Only the Spirit Wraith form of the blade we can. Because imagine the dark element around the Reaver blade. Would it be probably cool? Because you think about it, in the Fire Shrine, right? You see the image of the Reaver there imbued with fire. It should be possible to imbue the physical blade with the element. But sadly, the game is getting us. Elsa Williams' Tomb's not here. So this is it. Go through this door and we will be at the final battle in the end of the story. This is it, guys. We come full circle now.
So, vampire, here we are. You've destroyed my brethren, and now you've come for me. You'll find I'm not such easy prey. I don't want to kill you, but I will if I must. Return the heart to me, and we can end this now. So, you've come to avenge that filthy parasite and reclaim his foul heart. You're a righteous fiend, aren't No, vampire. This is where it ends. But you won't be leaving this room. Now, let's finish this. I'll make it mercifully quick. As you did for Janos? No, that beast had eluded us for far too long. It would have been a shame to end him too quickly. It's ironic, really. The great Janos Ordrin turned out to be no challenge at all. Thanks to you. Did you hear his cowardly screams when I tore that black heart out of his carcass?
Huh. Now we gotta kill our own self, our human self. Isn't that weird? If you haven't noticed, he's using two hands while we're using the Reaver with one. And Raziel should be dying here soon. Well, human Raziel, not demon Raziel, which is who we are. This is it. It's over.
I renounce you. And so it ends. My history comes full circle. Sensing its twin, the Wraithblade uncoiled itself from me, and instead wound lovingly around its former self. I felt its grip loosen, and as the blade left me, its absence chilled me more than its presence ever had. A foreboding sense of emptiness and loss stole over me, and a terrible revelation gathered like a storm at the edge of my awareness. With all other foes exhausted, the conjoined blades turned themselves on me, and I realized, finally, why I had sensed nothing when Janos offered me the blade. The Reaver was never forged to be a soul-stealing weapon. The ravenous, soul-devouring entity trapped in the blade was, and always had been, me. This is why the blade was destroyed when Kain tried to strike me down. The Reaver could not devour its own soul. The paradox shattered the blade. So, this was my terrible destiny. To play out this purgatorial cycle for all eternity. despair overwhelmed me. You.
Are you enjoying this, Kain? Don't fight it, Raziel. Give into it. Was this your destiny for me all along? Trust me.
I felt myself weakening, unable to hold on any longer. The Reaver was too strong. The compulsion to simply let go, too great. And then, a growing sense of vertigo and the familiar displacement. The paradoxical moment when my twin soul hovered both outside and inside the Reaver blade. This was the instant, the glimmer of temporal distortion Kain had been counting on all along. This was the edge of the coin, the minute flicker of probability upon which Kain had gambled everything.
Now you are free to reclaim your true destiny, Raziel.
Behind Kain's eyes, I could see new memories blooming and dying as history labored to reshuffle itself around this monumental obstruction. And I could see by the dawning horror on his face that perhaps we had strained history too far this time. That by trying to alter my fate, he may have introduced a fatal paradox.
My God. The Hilden. We walked right into their trap. Raziel, Janos must stay dead.
But Kain's warning was lost as I slipped into the spirit realm, too weak to maintain my physical form. And there, waiting for me as always, was the Reaver, the Wraithblade, my own soul, twinned and bound eternally to me. And I realized that I could never escape my terrible destiny. I had merely postponed it. History abhors a paradox.
All right. So that is the whole Soul Reaver 2 experience. So Soul Reaver 1, we'll wait until the remake to do that one. The remaster, do that one. We're gonna be playing the whole game again, but HD graphics, it should look real nice. I don't know if they added new content to the original, but I know they enhanced the textures and everything, so it looks way nice in Soul Reaver 1. Because if you're curious on playing Soul Reaver 1 and this one I played, the old one for PS2 and PlayStation 1, then pick up the game. You can probably still pick it up for maybe $60 or so if someone's still selling their collection. And to be honest, it's worth having in your collection. The Soul Reaver series. There's Soul Reaver 2, Blood Omen, and Blood Omen 2. So good luck finding the disc. The PlayStation 1 disc for Blood Omen 1 is really hard. And I'll be honest, disc in the old days, like CD players, like Blood Omen, oh my god, I remember I borrowed it from a friend and their disc was so weak and fragile, it cracked. And when I just popped it into the old PlayStation 1 and just like, oh my god damn it. So I gave them a copy of the Soul Reaver because their game just broke. Because there was no way I was going to be able to get the original game because I had no idea where to get it. Since I had 2 copies of Soul Reaver, so I gave them the extra copy of that game. Place that. Oh boy. I'll be honest, if it was possible for them to remake the CDs, the olds, onto actual new disc, it would be nice. Because I know you can get it on Steam, but the Steam version has a lot of issues to try to start up. If you're curious about how the story goes out, there are some good YouTubers who actually kind of explains it full circle and go into depth with every character. Just type in Reaver or Legacy of Kain, you'll find some of the best YouTubers talking about it, putting it together. So there's some points they did miss, but it does come close enough. As for Defiance and Bloodborne 2, I did play Bloodborne 2 a long time ago on Twitch, or like a couple years back. Just when it was, let's see, it was around the time I was trying to gain Twitch affiliate. So it was from playing Bloodborne 2, I got Twitch affiliate from back then. So as for Defiance, I don't think I ever streamed Defiance. No. So out of all the games of the series, Bloodborne 2 and Soul Reaver 2 are the only ones I have actually streamed live. Soul Reaver 1 and Bloodborne 1, no. Would I stream Bloodborne 1? Unless I have a lot of stuff ahead of time to prepare for it, because you can easily get lost in finding all the hidden stuff. It's like random, and there's different times of period. I would have to have a walk guide in front of me to make sure I can do all the extra hidden stuff, because you probably want to increase your health and odds of winning, and also unlock as much stuff you can. But then again, you don't need to unlock everything to beat the story, though. But it's kind of nice to get all those extra goods at the same time. I played it back on PlayStation 3 because I had to get the download version of it, because I could no longer find the disc anywhere. And if I did drop the disc, it was probably overpriced anyway. I do still have the save data though. Sadly, I don't know how to transfer that data over. But we'll be playing from the beginning, not using our prior old data. We still got the memory cards, PlayStation 1 and 2 memory data. Now, it gave us an extra bonus thing, which I'm going to hit and type in to unlock the extra stuff. Cool. Took a screenshot of it. But technically, you don't really need to take a screenshot. You can just Google it online and boom. There we go. Bonus material unlocked. That's pretty good. So the making of Soul Reaver 2 Bloodborne 2 preview. We can see a blood element here. You guys never.
Of tattered dreams I rose, unwilling, tossed upon tides of pain that flowed and ebbed and left me searingly awake, and more revoltingly alive. It was then I saw her for the first time.
I am Uma, and I am here to help you. Then let me show you the future. You have been asleep for 200 years. In that time, this is what has become of Nosgoth.
Tempest and the Sarafan, are they mad? Very well. Tell them Kain is coming, and I will deliver them all.
So, after Reaver 2 ends, Blood and Wind 2 starts. But then, once you reach a halfway point in the series of Blood and Wind 2, it comes back to Legacy of Kain Defiance, where Raziel does tend to resurrect Anos, and boom, which goes back to Blood and Wind 2, where Hillenlore has a vessel, Defiance, to bring it into the other world, which leads to the outcome for Blood and Wind 2. So it kind of goes back and forth. So the moment Anos is resurrected, Blood and Wind 2 starts. But it also starts the second at the end of Reaver 2 here. So once you reach a good point in Blood and Wind 2, you save, play Defiance. Once Janos is resurrected, and then you get the end, or then you come back to play the rest of Blood and Wind 2, and then you go back to Defiance. Like, there's a certain way you want to play it to understand the story, like, full circle, but you can easily piece everything together. Let's see. Got a trailer here.
You nearly had me, Raziel. Do what you have to do. I know you're there, Raziel. These were the pillars so familiar to my blighted eyes. Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny.
Also, they had some good render art too. Oh man, so much good stuff. if you're curious to know way more beyond that, you do have the cast. Sadly, though, most of the old cast have long since passed away. Few of these actors, one who did the Hilden, the Squid guy, he's since long passed. I believe a few more talents has passed since. So getting the whole old cast voices in remaster, right? I'm pretty sure they're using old audio clips, but they're just enhancing it, unless they found new people to recast them who sound similar to them. So, kind of knowing, I think it's just going to be the same voice actors. They're just going to enhance the audio. That's if it doesn't sound really bad and distorted. Just find someone who sounds very, very similar to them. So had Raziel not been really tested and turned into a demon, Raziel would have been like this, getting the Soul Reaver, but using the physical blade to enhance that, but then would have most likely have turned on Kain and probably have lost that gambit. That would have turned on Kain. So Kain throwing Raziel into the abyss and making Raziel resent and hate him, but to go full circle to unhate him was the smarter move in Kain's part. Honest, few critical errors. What happened? Okay, they don't throw any old images of Kain in vampire form, but you've seen from the trailer. Before Kain looks like this, it takes years before Kain's evolution matures him to this state. All right. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up. If you want to see more, I would definitely recommend getting the game and purchasing it. But that's gonna wrap up the stream for today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Those who watch the after stream, play if you want to play the Soul Weaver 2 here or even Soul Weaver 1. I would just wait for the remaster. But if you're new and you want to get into it, I would play the old ones first, then play the new ones afterward. Play all the old stuff first, then come back to play the new. The game does release next month. $26 on Steam. I would nab it if I was you. If you're a big diehard fan of the league. If not, thank you for watching and enjoying the series. The series has a lot to offer. Hopefully, if the sales are good, hopefully we can get something after Defiance because Defiance is on a cliffhanger, and that cliffhanger has been like that for over. I don't remember. Defiance came out, but it's been over there for at least we'll say over 10 years now. It should have got a sequel to finish up and follow up with the story, but no. Hopefully this time around there's a chance it could happen. So I'm hoping the sales are good and does well enough for a sequel to wrap up the story in the one more entry, which will go full circle, pretty much how it all began and started. Now, don't forget to follow me at Velfe Knight. Don't forget to follow me at Twitter or the Facebook page at NifesKnightZero. YouTube, don't forget to sub. For Twitch here, don't forget to follow. If you like the stream and enjoy it and want to subscribe, please do, because you'll get extra perks with it. Links and descriptions are in the panels and on Twitch and YouTube. It's in the description. Links, social media, into every other place. You're more than welcome to join the Discord group. The group is kind of dead. I'm hoping to get it jump starting up and going. Um, I do welcome those who are tech experts, cosplayers who love anime. You guys are more than join. Chalk and Jot, bring your sure, and yeah. Also, if you want to help support me, um, even more, like you want me to play certain games, right? If you want to fund those projects, you can. So let's say you bought a game, you give it to me on Steam, right? Then I'll go ahead and play that game completely from start to end. No research, completely blind into it. So, um, is there another game I'm going to be doing and streaming and working on? Probably so. We do have some of our older games on our old list we still haven't completed. We got Final Fantasy X, we still can do. Yeah, Hyperdementia, the Tunia series, we can still. We have Dragon Quest 10, we can still do. Sadly though, I think I recorded most of it. I know where I left off. I gotta check the YouTube playlist and see where I left off. And then I have to kind of rebuild and recall what I did. Oh, we also have Dragon Quest VIII Journey to the Curse of King, which will resume. I managed to get back to the original point where I screwed up on the save. So I'll definitely get back to streaming it. We'll pick up from where we last left off on that video, which is on the YouTube channel. It's saved there, so we'll definitely pick up back from that soon. I just got to do a few tweaks and stuff to get a little bit more closer to the main point I left off, and then save it. Actual save it on the memory card, not save state, because save state does get wiped out and there's a big update to the emulator. So, um, yeah, that pretty much wraps everything up. I want to thank you guys again. Um, Follow me on at Velfe Knight, and if you haven't seen my previous posts, do check them out. Same thing on the Facebook page, because sometimes the content might be similar or the same, different on Facebook and also Twitter. Also, Thread. You can follow me on Thread as well. We don't have a Blue Sky account, but we do have one under Master. Definitely follow them there. You would have to get that from NKZ Tempest or just type in Nice Night. It should pop up under Blue Sky. Follow them there. Posts are almost similar to the Twitter one and the Facebook. So definitely follow us. Give us a like, thumbs, leave a comment, talk. If you like waifus, please share them. Like anime series, game series, share them. And if you want to recommend games or even get us a game to play and stream, please do. Because those who do recommend or give a game will definitely put it on the top of the list to do. So until then, thank you guys for watching and everything. So thanks for watching, yeah. Till next time, take care and have a good night.